Alcoholism remains a leading cause of death in the United States. Given the statistic and the research poured into the problem, it's a condition that's often misunderstood.
Many people think that alcoholism is a moral weakness or sometimes even a sin. That's kind of left over from decades worth of ignorance about what was going on in our brain.
When someone consistently drinks large amounts of alcohol, it literally injures the brain. If you look at a normal brain, this part here is the limbic system or the control center. When you drink alcohol, it enters your bloodstream and goes to this control center where it releases dopamine. While that chemical can make you feel good, it also injures the brain as more and more dopamine is released over time. The alcohol essentially causes your brain's control center to short circuit, overwhelming how you think, feel, and manage your emotions.
The problem is that if you don't have those types of functions in your brain, you're going to act very similar to as if you had Alzheimer's, where you're not going to make good decisions, you're not going to respond to appropriate rules in society. And whereas people really understand, if they know you have Alzheimer's and you're running around outside without clothes on, they're not going to punish you, they're going to try and help you. Whereas if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict and you have the same type of brain injury, and you do something that's inappropriate, you're going to be punished.
Another misunderstood fact is that females can become addicted much easier than males. When a female drinks, her body absorbs 50% more alcohol per drink than a male. Dr. Urschel helps treat alcoholics and other addicts at EnterHealth. He says the increased absorption causes greater medical problems for female drinkers.
They actually have more heart problems than men. They have osteoporosis. They have more liver issues, they have more immune system problems, more nerve problems.
This becomes even more of a concern as alcohol beverage companies spend millions appealing to women through television ads and social media.
I mean, if you look at the social media and TV and all the messaging telling women, wine's fine, it's safe. In fact, if you're not drinking a glass of wine, you're kind of close to not being normal. And so when they drink a glass of wine, over time, they start getting used to it. Okay. They develop using the wine or the alcohol, the beer or the liquor to cope with the stresses, the normal stresses of daily life. And that's where it gets really dangerous.
24-year-old Hannah Faubert believed all the hype and turned to drugs and alcohol when the pressure to perform in college athletics got to be too much.
I was used to being the best. I was used to being the star. I went to Clemson and everyone was better than me. So after some time, I stopped playing soccer. It was kind of an impulsive situation, and that's when it all started. That's when I lost all my structure and my addiction began.
As Hannah embraced her new lifestyle, the friends, parties, and boys, the addiction quickly took over.
I was mostly lying to my parents. I was telling them I was going to classes. I wasn't attending classes. I was staying in my room. I was not eating. I was suicidal, very self-destructive.
That's when Hannah's parents stepped in and sent her to EnterHealth. There she received a dual diagnosis, as is common with many alcoholics.
Dual diagnosis is simply having two disease states, two changes in your brain. One is psychiatric. So psychiatric can be anxiety, depression, manic depression, or other types of obsessive compulsive, other types. So all those mean is those are different types of neurochemical imbalances in your brain. And then you also have addiction. The alcohol or drugs have caused your brain to change, to be injured, in a short circuiting. So you need to treat both at the same time.
Hannah is now 1 year sober, but it hasn't been easy. Her first attempt led to a relapse, detox, and time in a state-funded rehab facility. Both she and Urschel stress the hardest thing for a recovering addict to understand is the need for constant maintenance.
There's this false expectation in our country that once you're treated for addiction, you never need a treatment again. That couldn't be farther from the truth.
At first, I thought once I was feeling better with my depression, I could stop my medicine and everything would be okay. It's just important to stick to the treatment plan your doctor has given you and keep going to meetings, focus on your triggers. But the key for me was just to be patient with my recovery, let my brain heal, let my body heal.
While the alcohol damage never goes away, Urschel says the brain contains an amazing ability to reboot and heal. With the right treatment, there's an 85 to 90% chance it will go back to its normal state. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Dallas, Texas.